Really quick, we're running out of time here. Let's start to some speculation. Does anyone have any hot takes from this, based off of this episode? I have some new, just maybe some conspiracy theories, as to something that could happen, but probably won't happen. I don't know. I still stick true to my thing of Baby Yoda. We're gonna say goodbye to Baby Yoda for a little bit at the end of this season. Still think that's gonna happen in some way, shape, or form. Um, what if the Mandalorian dies, and since Baby Yoda, or not Baby Yoda, Grogu is so attached to him that he I don't want to say goes to the dark side because that feels wrong, but what if he kind of gets a little taste of the dark side a little bit, at some point, or has it ever occurred to you guys that the Mandalorian could die by the end of this show?
By the end of the show, yeah, but by the end of the season, probably not.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's kind of my newest thing. That's the only thing I've thought after watching this episode. I was like, what if they made a point to say that he's so attached to the Mandalorian? What if the Mandalorian dies right in front of Baby Yoda, or right in front of Grogu? Got to be so hard to not call him Baby Yoda.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
It'd be an epic way to end the series for sure.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
I don't see Baby Yoda, Grogu being dark side anytime soon. Maybe way later if they do movies with him or whatever. But just because he's still a freaking baby. That's my whole thing. It's how can they really progress Grogu's story when he's still a baby and he can't talk, unless the next season is 50 years from now? I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not 1,000% sold on the idea that he can't talk. Go ahead, Caleb.
I do think that we are going to see Baby Yoda do something dark side-ish in a big way. Because we saw that last season. He choked Cara Dune at one point, which was not good. So we've kind of seen that, and we know that he has too much attachment. Yeah, he has too much attachment to the Mandalorian, which Ahsoka says is bad, and the Jedi would all say was bad. So yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, I just watched the Rise of Skywalker. I was going to get into that a little later, but I just watched it, and Rey at one point force lightnings a ship out of the sky and almost kills Chewbacca. So I think we've seen that, and it's kind of been a theme that's been coming up, is these characters having to try to not go to the dark side, and we see them kind of battle that. And I think we're going to see the same thing with Grogu. Wow, that's going to take some time to get used to.
It really is. I like that take. Go ahead, Rex.
What was that? What are we doing?
Speculation.
No, I don't know if I really have any speculations from this episode. Yeah, nothing I can really think of. I don't know where it's going. It's just I kind of like that about it, is I don't know where it's going. But obviously it's kind of hinting towards we're going to see another Jedi when they go to, what was it? Tython. When they go to Tython, and if he's able to attract another Jedi, so we know that we're going to see someone else that's force sensitive. So that's exciting. Who that will be, I have no clue.
It could be Ezra Bridger, or it could be Mace Windu.
Because that was one question.
or it could be Luke.
That was the question I was going to ask everyone, was who's alive? Who could that Jedi be that we would know? Because I feel like they're going to make it. They're not going to bring in a whole new character for that.
I mean, they could bring in Cal Estes too, technically.
Yeah, I'm trying to just think of Jedi that we know aren't dead around this time, have an opportunity to still be alive and be Cal Kestis, Ezra Bridger, Ahsoka, Luke. Technically, Leia, I think at this point would kind of qualify.
Obi-Wan?
No. Obi-Wan's force ghosted. Mace, we don't. I mean, that's a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
So maybe
there's
also
he would be pretty old.
Yeah, he'd be old. But also, I mean, Cal Kestis, Jedi master trainer person that's also with him, that's in that game. I can't remember what her name is, but she's not dead, I don't think. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, or it could be a whole new character. But
Maybe
I think
it's
that's
gonna be a Sith. Maybe it'll be Palpy.
Yeah.
crazy.
That'd be Palpy, Grand Palpy,
or
Asajj.
like Asajj or Barriss. Those are two characters that are still out there that I would love to see kind of make a revival at some point.
That's beautiful because there's so many options at this point. It's
Yeah.
Cal Kestis. Well,
That's
I've been
cool.
calling it Cal Estes the entire time, and you've been letting me do it. Freaking Caleb, what the heck?
Idiot.
Shut
Sorry.
up, Emma. I mean, I think it would be kind of ballsy to bring in Cal. Personally, it'd be cool, but I guess he's pretty young still at this point.
He's not too young though.
Yeah,
It's not. I think they could make that work.
it'd be cool. Whatever they do is going to be cool. So there's that. Is there any hot takes about this episode outstanding before we close out?
Well, you didn't ask me my speculation.
No one cares. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably
No,
not.
I'm just kidding. What's your speculation? Emma?
Probably no one does care, but I was just thinking, like, going along with that thought that, you know, Rex had said that we know that the new trilogy, they've talked about it being like none of these characters that we know. So, like, going beyond that, like, I do think Ahsoka will either get her own show or own movie. Like, we're gonna see her more in live action, I think. And my speculation is that potentially she could end up being the Jedi that comes when Grogu does decide to become Jedi. Like, I do think she could be that Jedi to come and train him once he makes that decision. And then I think they could split off and potentially have their own show or movie separate from The Mandalorian. And like you guys were talking about Grogu having some type of situation where he could be, you know, go dark side or whatever. But since you guys were saying that she's more like of a gray Jedi, maybe she could train him to be more of a gray Jedi. I don't know. That's just a thought that I had that I like. I would think that would be so freaking dope. Like,
It would be cool to see a Sith of Yoda's kind.
yeah, that would be pretty dope, actually. Like, I'm definitely not opposed to that. But
yeah, whatever they do, I think is going to be cool. And yeah, it's wonderful that there's just so many conspiracies that we can just kind of bring out of thin air. So go ahead, Caleb.
I think that.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. I think that what they've done this season has been so great because we don't know what's going to happen in these last few episodes. Like,
Yeah,
we really
we
don't.
have no
We
idea.
have
yeah,
no
no, I
idea.
have no clue
No
what's
hints.
happening in this
And
show.
like, you know, I've always felt like I had a pretty good idea of where they're going, and I have no clue. Like, I have ideas of where they could go, but I have no idea how they could all tie in together or how that all works out. It's awesome that they've done it this way, because not only is it like leaving us kind of stumped where we're sitting here, we don't know for sure what's going to happen, but it's also setting up so many like storylines where they could do other series if they wanted to, or we could, you know, push things off into season 3. And
Yeah.
I love it. It's awesome. It's great.
Whatever possessed you to check out the podcast or the YouTube channel today, I just want to say thank you so much for doing so. If this is your first time here, I would appreciate it, you know, if you would consider subscribing. As you can tell, it's not just me here anymore. I mean, I do stuff by myself, but the podcast is going to reside here from now on, you know, in video form. So if you want to see more content, if you want to be notified, you know, every time we post something, whether it be a clip, a podcast, a review, an interview, whatever it may be, if it's gaming stuff, make sure you click that bell and hit the subscribe button, and we will see you next time. Thanks for sticking around, and thank you for preparing yourselves for a plethora of hot takes and potentially unpopular opinions. I'm Gabriel Fast. I will always be the wannabe critic.